Welcome to the HFY Vault channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care. The royal palace of the Galician Empire floated high above the clouds of the capital planet, or axis. Its golden spires reflected the twin suns, sending beams of light that could be seen from orbit. Inside, King Varyan, ruler of the empire, was preparing for the arrival of a human ambassador, an unusual visitor in a galaxy where humans were rarely trusted. The court buzzed with tension and whispers. Varyan had heard rumors about humans' bravery and unpredictable ways, but none of his advisors had actually met one. Meanwhile, far below, in the bustling city, a small alien girl named Lyria wandered through crowded streets. She was only 7 in Galician years, with silver eyes that shimmered like liquid starlight and hair that glowed faintly in the dark. Lyria had no family. She had been discovered wandering near the outer colonies months ago, abandoned and frightened. The humans, who had set up a small outpost there, had tried to take care of her, but she had refused to speak to anyone. Not a single word. Except for one. Her first word had been whispered softly to a young human named Captain Ethan Cross, who had been in charge of the outpost. "Daddy," she had said. The humans had stared, stunned. She had never called anyone that before, not the scientists, not the caretakers, only Ethan. Ethan had laughed nervously, unsure what to say. I'm not your father, Lyria." But the girl's silver eyes had only grown brighter. "Daddy," she insisted. And from that moment, she refused to leave Ethan's side. Word of this unusual bond reached the Galician king. At first, Varyan was amused. A human, so small, so fragile, being called daddy by one of his citizens? It was absurd. Yet curiosity gnawed at him. Humans were strange creatures. They were small, but often had an unexplainable power to inspire loyalty, courage, and, sometimes, fear. So when the human ambassador himself arrived, the king insisted on a private meeting. The palace halls were silent except for the echoes of their steps. Lyria, sensing the tension, hid behind a large pillar, peeking at Ethan and the king. Varyan studied Ethan. He was tall, with dark hair and a calm presence that made the soldiers relax. His uniform was simple, but his eyes, there was something in them that commanded respect. The king's curiosity turned to unease. How could such a fragile-looking creature hold the attention of one of his own subjects? Ethan bowed. "Your Majesty. I come in peace." Varyan nodded. "Peace is wise. Yet I hear troubling things, human. They say one of my children calls you Daddy." Ethan stiffened. He knew this moment would come eventually. "Yes. Lyria called me that. I don't know why. I've done nothing but protect her." Varyan's gaze sharpened. "Protect her? Explain." Ethan stepped forward, keeping his voice calm. "She was alone, scared, and abandoned. She trusted no one, except me. I did not ask for her loyalty, Majesty, it came naturally. She needed a guardian, and I became that." Varyan's fingers drummed against his golden throne. He was the ruler of millions. To see a child look up to a human with such devotion was unusual, disturbing even. In Galician culture, children of noble blood were expected to obey the king first, then their family, then anyone else. The idea of a human, an outsider, receiving such trust challenged everything Varyan believed. The king's tension was broken by a soft giggle. Lyria had crept forward, her small hand slipping into Ethan's. "Daddy," she said again, her voice like a melody. The court gasped. Nobles murmured, shocked. Even the human ambassador smiled faintly, trying not to reveal how protective he felt. Varyan rose from his throne, eyes blazing. "You dare take my child's loyalty?" he demanded, his voice echoing through the hall. Ethan stepped forward, unwavering. "Majesty, I mean no harm. I only wish to keep her safe. She has a right to trust someone, and I have promised to protect her." For a moment, silence hung in the air. Then something unexpected happened. Lyria stepped between them, her small form trembling but her eyes bright. King, she is mine too, she said, pointing at herself. I choose him. Varyan blinked. He had never heard a child speak with such authority before. In Galithian law, a child could not choose outside of their family. Yet here was Lyria, defying tradition. The king felt a strange sensation, a mixture of fear, anger, and something else. Something he could not name. He had ruled the galaxy for decades, but this was new. Enough, Varyan said finally, his voice heavy. I will allow this human to remain with her, for now. But know this: any threat to her, and you will answer to me. Ethan nodded solemnly. I understand, Majesty. I only wish to protect her. And that was when the unexpected happened. Lyria's hands began to glow, faintly at first, then brighter. A ripple of energy pulsed through the hall. The guards stepped back, alarmed, as light shimmered in the air. Varyan felt a chill run down his spine. Humans were powerful, yes, but children like this? This was different. Lyria's power was ancient, something long forgotten in the galaxy. She reached for Ethan, her small fingers brushing his hand. Daddy, she whispered. And at that moment, King Varyan realized something extraordinary. This human had not only earned the trust of a child, he had awakened something long buried in the Galithian bloodline. Something that could not be controlled, feared, or ignored. The king's expression softened, but his mind raced. The galaxy would not remain unchanged. Humans had come, as they always did, not just to survive, but to inspire, challenge, and sometimes, change the course of empires. Ethan held Lyria close. I won't let anything hurt you, he said softly. Lyria smiled, her silver eyes shining like stars. I know, Daddy. And in that moment, the king understood that some bonds, no matter how strange or forbidden, could shake the very foundations of the galaxy. From that day on, stories spread across star systems about the human who became a guardian of an alien child, and a king who learned that sometimes, love and loyalty could come from the most unexpected places. Alliances shifted. Old enemies reconsidered. And the galaxy, vast and infinite, watched in awe as a small child's simple word, Daddy, changed everything. It was a story told in whispers, in legends, in awestruck reports across planets, a human, a child, and a king. One word that shook the galaxy.